Thank you for tuning in. My name is Francine Scaboria, and I work at Safe Berks. Safe Berks is the nonprofit that provides free services to survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault. Our services are free, they're confidential, they're available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, in English, Spanish, or any other language needed. And today I want to welcome our guest, Christine Price. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And Christine is director of the Women's Center and the Glbtq Resource Center at Kutztown University.
Yes.
So that's awesome. Tell me about yourself and your work.
Okay, well, thank you again for having me here today. I'm really excited about this opportunity. As you mentioned, I'm the director for the Women's Center and the Glbtq Resource Center at Kutztown. I've been in that role for about 3 years, just coming up on my 3-year anniversary very soon. But I've been at Kutztown for almost 17.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
great.
And I started working with Residence Life many years ago, and my main focus there was student leadership and programming. And so I did a lot of collaborating and partnering with the Women's Center director and the Glbtq Center at the time. Right. So that really kind of inspired me and motivated me to do more, to be able to support the students in those populations and to be able to just kind of like utilize my role and my leadership to engage students in so many different topics that fall into those categories.
That is awesome, and I have to just put a shout out as I am a Kutztown University alumni, and I loved it. I got my master's in English literature as a working mom, you know, balancing it, and everybody at Kutztown was awesome.
Oh, so that's so great to hear.
Yeah, beautiful campus. So tell me, how have the Resource Center and the Women's Center, how have they evolved over the years that you've been involved with them? Because I know, you know, a lot of things are changing, and how have you seen them change?
So it's been really interesting because the Women's Center opened in 1989.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, Old Main was still housing all-female residence hall students. Or there was a residence hall that was all women.
Right.
So it was only women. There was over 400 women that lived there. And the Women's Center was right on the first floor. Right. So I think it served as like a community center, a social hub, a place where students would gather in the evening and, you know, take advantage of that community space. They did, you know, different crafting kind of discussion groups. There was definitely educational and awareness raising, but I think it's evolved into, since that residence hall is no longer there, all the residence halls on campus are co-ed facilities.
Oh, wow.
Because that component isn't there, we are truly more of a resource center. We have many educational outreach initiatives that we do throughout the year. We work closely with 2 student organizations. The one that's very, very active in a lot of what we do is the Feminist Majority Leadership Alliance, FMLA.
Oh,
yes.
Great. I love the name.
Yes, they're a wonderful group. They're very active on our campus and very active with FMF, Feminist Majority Foundation. We just actually got back from a leadership conference. We were down in DC for 4 days.
Nice.
So we went down there. There was a lot of schools, high school and college level students from around the country that were there, and a lot of women in DC, representatives who were legislators who work, you know, on the Hill.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
It was great.
A lot of energy in this next generation to making the world a better place, more fair and just place for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the Glbtq Resource Center hasn't been around as long. So we opened our doors in 2005.
Oh, nice.
And at that time, you can imagine it was a much different culture and climate.
Yes.
Just, you know, around the country, but on a college campus as well. Not as many people were out. It was really important for the center to bring, you know, awareness, to bring education, but to also provide a safe space for students to come and feel comfortable in a non-judgmental, open, welcoming environment where they could receive resources and support and be connected with other people in the community.
That's awesome.
When we first opened the doors, and now I think the LGBT Center is very vibrant, very social, very active on campus. We have an organization that we work with as well, Allies student organization, and we do a lot of education events, but also fun social events as well.
Right.
And they're trying to get more known across campus. That's always something that we want to do so that we can support incoming first-year students.
Right, that is great. And can you just go over with me what all the initials stand for?
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's Glbtq.
Yes.
Resource Center.
Yes.
Okay.
So our center is named that way because it is gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and questioning. That's what our acronym is at Kutztown. Yeah. Sometimes it can be longer, it can be different, right. Depending on your institution. We've gone back and forth about talking about having a name that is more inclusive of all the different identities and intersection, right. and sexualities that fall under, right. the LGBT umbrella. So.
Yeah. Thank you, because
You're welcome.
One thing that we've been doing a lot of trainings at Safe Berks, and one thing that we've been talking about a lot is whatever your own personal identity is, mm-hmm. whether in terms of racial, ethnic, gender, sexual preference, you can always be an ally, mm-hmm. to everyone.
Absolutely.
In addition to supporting your own, things that you, the identity that you is personal to you. So yeah. That's, I think, a thing that's really becoming well known, and especially on college campuses, mm-hmm. that everybody can go to events and show their support and be an ally.
Absolutely.
Are you finding that? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the things that we talk about in our trainings,
yeah.
Which is why I was kind of like, we try to tell people, don't get hung up on the terminology.
Exactly.
Don't get hung up on that this acronym is this acronym, because really when you meet folks who identify in the community, it's more important to, any label or term is not going to be a catch-all for everyone.
Right.
So to be able to understand, like, this might be a way that I identify, what does that mean to me?
Right.
And it's not going to be the same for every other person who may identify that
right.
way. So we really talk about, encourage people, don't get hung up on the terms as an ally, be more connected to and supportive of the individual who's trusting you and sharing with you, their identity and their experience.
Right, because everyone is a human being.
Absolutely.
Whatever these words are, and they may change 10, 20 years from
mm-hmm.
now. Right, then if we could see each other and, as full human beings,
yes.
It's really exciting, the work
yeah.
you're doing.
I
love it. And tell me a little bit, I know we don't have a ton of time, but I know you have a lot of exciting things going on all the time, but especially in April,
we do.
Which is recognizing that it is Sexual Assault Awareness Month.
Yes.
And I know April 11th is a big day
mm-hmm.
for your events at Kutztown. So
yes.
could you tell me a little bit what's going on?
Yes, I'd be glad to. So we have, for the last several years, we have hosted an annual Clothesline Project event and a Take Back the Night event. So what we have done, and we'll be hosting on April 11th, over in our McFarland Student Union building, which is a main
yes.
hub on campus for students to go. We'll be hosting the Clothesline Project from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the big multipurpose room. It's open to everyone that can stop by.
Excellent.
So the Clothesline Project is a national organization, and the main focus of it is, when you walk in, you'll see many T-shirts displayed. And the T-shirts are made by individuals who have suffered from domestic violence, sexual violence, or people are invited to create a T-shirt as an ally for someone who has experienced that, or maybe a loved one or someone in their family, even though they maybe have not personally experienced it. So the T-shirts are displayed. It's a very powerful visual
yes.
Statement that supports survivors, that supports their story and their individual journey. So that is on one part of the room, and this year we're excited to be partnering with the Veterans Veterans Services Center on our campus, and giving more of an eye and focus to sexual violence that happens in the military. So we have those two events going on during the day, and that evening at 7 o'clock we're starting our Take Back the Night event.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. And I know we don't have a lot of time, but how many years do you know has Kutztown been doing a Take Back the Night event?
I believe this will be our 12th year.
Okay, because I knew it was going on for a while.
Yes.
Yes, and that really goes on around the country at a lot of places, kind of just getting the word about how people should feel safe all the time, whether it's day, night, giving a space for survivors to get together and share their stories. And,
it's really exactly about that, inviting survivors to share their story. It's an opportunity to empower them, to let their voice be heard, and to raise awareness. It really is a consciousness-raising event so that we can, kind of point a lens on sexual assault that's happening in our community and what we can do as activists to stop it.
That's wonderful. And we are so happy at Safe Berks that we have a close partnership with Kutztown University, and our staff member Stacy Jordan, who is our campus advocate and paralegal, spends time at Kutztown University. She's there to provide free Safe Berks services to Kutztown University students, as well as students at other colleges in Berks County.
Yes, she's wonderful.
Yeah, that's great. So thank you so much, Christine. Thank you for everything you do and for the partnership. And if anyone would like more information about Safe Berks, check out our website at www.safeberks.org. Thank you.